Today, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest mistakes newer wholesalers makes. And in fact, I believe it is the biggest mistake newer wholesalers make. And that is feeling like you have to cold call when you get started. There's this like theory or this thought process that when you're newer, you have to go through the trenches, right? You got to earn your stripes and put in the reps by cold calling, or it's a budget concern. We're going to debunk this myth. Listen, Steve Trang, I give him I give him a hard time about everything. And it's the reason why is because I actually love him. He's like one of my best friends in the industry. And we actually do see eye to eye on a lot of things. But on this topic, we have always just butted heads, right? He feels like newer wholesalers should cold call when they get started instead of investing into themselves and just buying leads with people that have already raised their hands and said, I have a house that I would like to sell. Makes you a better closer, he says. Well, I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because all you're doing is wasting time mining through all of this data to find someone to raise their hand that says, I need to sell a house. Time is wasted. And what happens is you become accustomed to losing. And consistent losers now just take that position of, this is what's to be expected. See, when you get the taste of winning, you like it. And when you get the taste of losing, it starts becoming like what you expect. So I played sports my whole life, so I love sports analogies. My son plays high-level travel hockey, like the highest level that you can play. And inside of the travel hockey world, it's this assumption that if you play high-level competition, like competition better than you, like known to be better than you, that's where growth and development happens. It pushes you outside of your comfort zone. That's true to a certain degree. But if the competition is just so much better than you, then you don't learn anything. It's moving too fast and you become demoralized. Then your energy and your zest for the game goes away. And I feel like the same thing happens in business, right? You watch the Instagram reels and the TikToks and you read the posts about people winning. And so then you go, well, I'm going to go do what I'm supposed to do, which is pull this data, skip trace, and cold call homeowners. And that will inevitably lead to me to winning. But as you start placing the dials and you start getting screamed at, how did you get my information? Why would you want to know if I need to sell my house or not? Why is that any of your information? Make me an offer, big dog. Like all of the things that happen inside of cold calling, it becomes demoralizing. Who wants to go home? Listen, I did cold texting. We did cold texting for years. We did cold calling for a decade. All right. So I'm not coming from a place of like, I don't know the benefits of it. I know you can close deals. But when you're a solopreneur and you're brand new, there's enough things that you're trying to learn how to do, right? Let's say you do get a seller on the phone that needs to sell their house. It's hard enough to navigate that conversation to close it, much less having to navigate all of the other conversations that are negative, right? The people that want to sue you for calling them, the known litigators, all right, navigating the systems, right? How do I pull the list? What list should I pull? Skip trace. Now I'm using my dialer. Do I use a single line, multi-line, 10-line dialer, 12-line dialer? Like there's so many choices and it costs you money, by the way. All right. And we're going to get to the finances of this here in a second, but it does cost you money to do that. Then you finally get someone on the phone and now you're where we're at, right? That's all of that work was just to get to this point where now you have to know how to close. You have to figure out how to comp and underwrite, make sure it's a good deal, then contract the deal, actually get it signed, then get pictures of it, then do dispositions. There's a lot that goes on after that. So for me, Cold calling right now in 2025, it's either for the people that have an enormous budget and they want to have a cold call like center generate leads for them, or it's for the people that are just not paying attention to the opportunity that exists. Now I get it. Everybody looks at me and says, RG, you're just a PPL guy. I get it. I'm always just the guy. That's always what I've heard because I love being laser focused on things and becoming a master at it. That's the guy I am. See, we've done direct mail. We were laser focused on that. We became the guy. Then we did cold calling, and then we were doing deals all over the country. And it was, oh, you're just a cold call guy. You're the nationwide guy. And then we did texting. And it was just, oh, RJ, you're the text guy. You're the guy that does that. Then now we're the PPL guy. I'm just the guy. Here's what I'll tell you. Focus on what we're doing and focusing on the opportunity that exists, which is the best opportunity that has ever existed. The fact that I don't have to go find the sellers. I already know who they are and I can see that. And then when I get on the phone with them, I can focus on truly like tweaking and becoming a master of the subtle little nuances when I'm talking to sellers. See, that's what we're doing inside of Titanium University. When we do live seller call reviews, it is in the nitty gritty, the fluctuations in our tonalities and our voice, listening. What questions should we have asked here? How could we have opened the seller up more? Really, how could we have built reverse rapport better and explained our process and closed this deal? Getting down into it, not how do I deal with a seller yelling and screaming at me and asking me how I got their information and what should I be concerned about getting sued? We don't have to have those conversations. And then when it comes to the budget, I get it. A lot of people, they feel like they have to cold call because it's cheaper. But PPL right now is $29 or $30 for leads across the United States, right? This used to be an argument when we had to pay $200 to $500 a lead, but you don't have to do that anymore, right? This is just like anything. And I've been saying this for years. If you've been paying attention, you've heard me predict this, okay? Competition breeds greatness. So Speed to Lead came out. Then we got Property Leads. We got Lead Zolo. And there's other ones out there that I don't pay attention to because I don't search for unicorns. And now what has happened? The prices have come down. See, everyone thought the prices were going to go up, up, up. And the prices just keep coming down. It keeps getting better and better and better for us. And what else has happened? Quality has gotten better. The leads are better, right? Because these companies have been around for a while. They're hearing our feedback. We're talking to them all the time. They're inside of Titanium University, listening to the community say, this is what we need. And so because of that, the prices are coming down. So we get a lead for $30. Now, when you're cold calling, you have to go pull the data, you have to skip trace the data, and then you have to have a dialer. Okay? There is an opportunity cost to your time if you are going to go mine those leads yourself. And I get it. There's places out there for $99. You can get the list and you can skip trace it, but you're still, that's $99. Now you're pulling a lit or you're going to have your dialer. That's another $200. That's $300. That's 10 leads. Well, what does 10 leads give me? That's $300. Property leads. I get my 10 leads. Oh, we closed 1 in 10. That's a deal. That's what we get for the $300. My question to you is, how long will it take you to cold call with that $300 that you're spending that month on cold calling if you get the data skip trace for free? How many deals are you going to get and how long is it going to take you? Because I can tell you right now, those 10 leads, I'm going to go through in a couple of hours. I'm going to get a closed deal. I'm going to go make $15,000 and I'm going to go do it again. And we will far exceed whatever you can do cold calling over and over and over again. Because quite frankly, just using Speed to Lead as an example, they are cold calling. I'll let them go do the work. And I'll pay them $29. and I get to pick which ones I want. I don't have to take all the bad ones. I don't have to take the ones that don't have any motivation and the property's in pristine condition. I don't have to buy those. I can see all of that before I buy it. So for me, one of the biggest mistakes, it breaks my heart when people message me and say, RJ, I can't wait to be a part of TU. I got to close the deal. I'm cold calling right now. And once I close the deal, then I'll come in and I'll buy those PPL leads and I'll join TU. Man, that's going to be a while, isn't it? You can't go find $500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it's going to take you to get some leads. Come on now. There's got to be a way. You can go get an interest-free credit card for $2,500, can't you? And trust in your ability to have a conversation and listen to a seller that says, I need to sell my house for a discount. I can solve that problem for you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. You're not going to get better skills by cold calling. Great example, this TU member I was live with just recently. I asked him after hearing his introduction and how he handled the conversation. Before you got into TU, you were cold calling, weren't you? Yep. I have to go back in now and rip all that training out of him from the cold calling reps. It's like, dude, he's just so beat down mentally. It's demoralizing. My sophomore year of high school football, I was starting middle linebacker because of an injury. And we played a team that was just chock full of D1 prospects, right? Starting running back at North Texas, offensive lineman went off, played in the Big 12. I mean, we were far outmatched. That was like 150 pounds, like soaking wet. And by the way, it was a monsoon. We were playing in mud, and we were just getting our tails destroyed. And I remember how demoralizing it was when we fumbled the ball inside of our own 10-yard line and they took over. They recovered the fumble on the 5-yard line, and they had beaten us so senseless. Their coach ran out the punt team, and they punted the ball through our end zone. They punted our football out on the street because they didn't want to run the score up on us anymore. I didn't learn anything by getting my teeth kicked in and getting the ball punted out into the highway. That didn't help me. Cold calling doesn't help you if you just sit there and get destroyed verbally over and over and over again, leaving voicemails cussed out, no motivation, full retail, tell me what you're willing to offer. That is not going to make you a better closer. What makes you a better closer is getting on the phone with someone that needs you. That's what we need to be closing. We don't manufacture deals. We go and we find them. And the best way to do that is they already raise their hand. We don't even have to find them anymore. We just pick the phone up and talk to them and close them. So newer wholesalers, get it out of your mind that you need to go through this process, this brutalization of your mind, and teach you that losing is the way. Because losing does not lead to winning. Finding a way to win does. Go out there, scratch and claw through these easier methods that exist nowadays. It's not 2018 anymore. Stop treating it like it is. The opportunity is right there. And we keep showing you over and over and over again. So for the newer wholesalers, please, for the love of God, do not make the biggest mistake I think newer wholesalers make, and that's feeling like you have to cold call, because I am here to tell you, you absolutely do not. If you disagree with me, don't leave a comment. If you do agree, drop me a comment. I'm just kidding. I'm always open for the disagreement comments. Show me some love, like today's video. We'll see you guys tomorrow.